Welcome back to my channel, everybody, and welcome to my brand new series of training calisthenics right from home. Today's video is day 2, so if you missed day 1, head over to my other videos, check out day 1, get your sweat, get your pump, and move on to day 2's video today. Now, the purpose of this series is to take you beginners on a journey with your calisthenics, starting with day 1 and going until I decide to stop making videos, and that's gonna come down to you guys. So if you get a lot out of this, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and hit me in the comments so I understand what types of training that you're looking for. And you beginners specifically, let me know in the comments if this is too easy, too difficult. It helps me structure the workouts for you guys. So if you're ready, we're gonna dive into day 2. All right, so in day 1's workout, we did a circuit meant to get your heart rate up, get your muscles pumping, and get you sweating. Today's workout, we're gonna do reps and sets, so a more traditional style of training. And I think it's important to do all the different varieties to always keep you challenged. If you get too familiar with one, it becomes too easy. So today's workout is handstand inspired. We're gonna do a variety of different exercises, reps and sets to start to build the strength for the handstand. And the handstand is one of the key essential movements in calisthenics. Now, the goal of these exercises is to help you build strength and stability and also help you build comfort upside down in the inversion. So if your wrists are warm, we're gonna start to warm up the body with some of the exercises I'm talking about. Let's dive in. Okay, so the first exercise we're warming up with is handstand press-up walks. What you wanna do is lean forward, and I always suggest stretching your hamstring a little bit before this because your hamstring is totally activated whenever you're in a movement like this for the handstand. And what we're gonna do, even if you can't get your hands on the floor with your legs locked, you're gonna bend your knees, keep your arms locked, shift your weight over your shoulders, and then move your feet back. And you're gonna do this as you walk one direction, and after you've gone one direction, you're gonna try to float and go forward. And the idea with these is just that half a second of floating. And you're gonna do 3 rounds, I'd say about 8 or 10 in each direction, just to start to warm up those wrists, warm up those shoulders, and to start to feel that floating sensation. Okay, now for this next exercise, I gotta do it in the hallway so I have some wall space. We're gonna do handstand holds up against the wall. But unlike what people think, where you kick and you have your back against the wall, which causes an arch and does not train the proper form, we're actually gonna go with our chest against the wall, because this goes better with the form that we're looking for a handstand. So the best way to get up is like this. Walk your feet up and get about a foot from the wall. And instead of arching, don't lean your hips into the wall. Use your toes, press away, eyes in front of your fingers. From here you can hold. You can even press that toe away and start to float for a second. Now, the important thing when doing this move is not allowing all of the weight to just be in the heels of your hands. You want to really press with those fingertips so you're building that forearm strength. 3 handstand holds for at least 30 seconds each, and that's the last exercise of the warm-up. And for my super beginners who don't feel comfortable doing a handstand hold against the wall with their full body weight, there is a regression. We call these elevated pike holds. Put your feet on the couch. If you feel comfortable here, you can walk to here. If you feel comfortable here, you can walk to here. If you feel comfortable here, you can bend your knees a little bit and walk, and then start to extend, getting your weight over your hands as much as possible and starting to feel what it's like. Maybe you pick up a leg, start to test getting your full body weight on those hands. And guys, like I always say, you'll know you're warm when you start to see the sweat on your forehead, because warming up is actually increasing the temperature of your body, which gets more circulation going and gets more elasticity in your tendons and your muscles and your joints, which is everything you need to prepare you for the workout so you can get the most out of your workout. So start to sweat, then you know you're warmed up. Let's dive into the workout. All right, for the first exercise in this workout, we're gonna train that floating sensation. We're gonna start to build that power. Now, in a handstand push-up, obviously the next progression from a handstand, you're gonna need to learn how to create power from lowering down and then driving back out. And the lengthening and shortening of muscles is how we create power. So we're gonna train that with a fun exercise, handstand hops. So you're here, bent knee position, you're gonna jump forward and then push back. Now, if this looks too hard for you, you can just regress it a little bit. So instead of bending your arms as much, just come here, right? Go side to side if you want. Now with these, the idea is to go low enough that you're extending enough, you're building strength in the forearms, you're building strength in the chest and the shoulders. So do this exercise for at least 30 to 60 seconds. You need to put the body under tension for long enough to start to build that strength. When you get strong, you can start to move in the position a little bit. So I'll show you the range of progression. So here it is for beginners. I'm just right here, almost just pushing away here. That's your beginner. More experienced, a little bit lower, the elbows bend a little bit more, start to push with the fingertips. More expert, I'm here holding and then pushing. And if you can, start to open up those hips and bring those knees up. So that's the range of progressions you guys want to start to see yourselves work through. For my beginners, you guys know where to start. 3 sets of those, 30 to 60 seconds each set. Let's move on to the next exercise. Okay, so this next exercise is one of my all-time favorite bodyweight exercises for building shoulder strength. Now, where bodybuilders would resort to overhead shoulder presses, we're gonna do that with our body weight. Now, we obviously at the beginner level can't just do handstand push-ups, so what we're gonna do is called pike push-ups and elevated pike push-ups. So, starting in push-up position, you're gonna pike at the waist. From here, this is similar to a downward dog. You're gonna bring your head towards your hands and you're gonna then push away. Now, what I don't wanna see is you look at your toes and just push directly overhead. See, a handstand and a handstand push-up, your head actually comes in front of your hands. So that's what we wanna resemble. So we come here, and the more we lean our head in front of our hands, the more we start to feel that activation, and then we push away. So beginners, you're here. If this is too easy, or you're looking for more of a challenge, we go into the elevated pike push-up position using a couch or a chair. We pike at the waist, we walk our hands back, and from here, same thing. And now that we're elevated, we're getting more weight distributed over our shoulders, onto our hands, and we can start to train the strength needed for overhead inversions, handstands, and handstand push-ups. For this exercise, you're doing 4 sets because it is the main exercise. The first set, I want you doing to about 75%. The second set, same thing to 75%, just getting comfortable. The last 2 sets, you go until failure, until you can't do any more reps. But make sure you know, you fail when you can't do any more good reps. That means reps with a good form. So when your form fails, you fail and you're done. Give that one a shot. Let's move on to the next exercise. Now for the last exercise, training shoulders, that is, we're gonna do push up to down dog. You guys should be familiar with this from my other videos. We're going push up, good form, and then as we drive up, we're driving our shoulders overhead into down dog position. And this movement is gonna start to activate more shoulder work, which is gonna be totally relevant when it comes to your handstand training. So that push strength is important and that overhead push strength. So here's what it looks like at speed. You can get a nice rhythm. You'll feel your hamstrings activate as well. If you're a beginner and you can't quite do enough push-ups to get the work out of this exercise, you can go from your knees here, push down. That would be the super beginner position. If you're a step above that, start from your knees, do the push-up with your toes planted, and then as you push, go from your knees to your feet. So I wanna see both. So you're here, knees, and come to your feet. Back to your knees, push up, come to your feet. So what I wanna see is your first set doing those till failure. Then you're gonna do a set of these, similar but a little bit different. You're gonna do a push-up here, bend your knees and come low. Push up, come low. Same thing kind of happening here, except you can allow your shoulders to come over your hands, right? Activating more shoulder. This is more chest, this is more shoulder, pushing away. And as you come forward with the speed that you come forward with, you have to catch yourself, squeeze, engage, and press in the other direction. You can do this from your knees here for my beginners. And if you're more advanced, we're here. So, your first set was push up to down dog. till failure. Now I wanna see those till failure. So 2 sets of each, switching between the two, each time going till failure. In between sets, rest 60 seconds. Now let's move on to the last exercise, targeting that core. You thought I was gonna leave out abs? No chance, guys. Lastly, one of the muscle groups most people would not think are applicable when it comes to the handstand is core strength. Guys, whenever you need to balance, whenever you need to create stability in the body, it starts in your core. So we're gonna train. Now, core is not all the same. Your core is your midsection. There's a variety of muscles in your core, not just your abs. Not to mention your abs have the front facing side and the back facing side. So we're not gonna train the glamour abs, we're gonna train the abs that are essential when it comes to a handstand. So what that requires is for us to go into hollow body position. This is hollow position. This is not. If I lay on my back, my spine naturally arches. My ribs naturally flare out. I want to remove this space underneath my back by tucking my ribs, pressing my lumbar into the floor, and from here the idea is to lift my legs up, lift my shoulders off. Now you might have done this in a fitness class where they have you touch your toes and then you slowly go out. That's the best, or that's an easy way to get into it, is when you touch your toes. Right now only my lumbar is touching the floor. From here now I can go lowering my hands and my feet, just squeezing my abs. And this is the strength that you need to hold a nice straight handstand. What we're gonna do is we're gonna do hollow body holds. Now that's gonna be the beginner level. If you're a little bit more advanced or you want a little bit of a challenge, we're gonna add some rocks into it. I wanna see those hollow body holds for 30 seconds, guys. 30 seconds for my beginners, 45 seconds if you're a little bit above beginner level, and 60 seconds if you're intermediate or advanced. These are hard at any level. So here it is, just doing the hold, hands above your head to make it a little bit harder. If you're gonna add the rocks, hands by your side, and then just try to rock while holding. And people think handstands are just for the yogis. Not the case. Handstand training can be one of the best ways to train. I get a lot of questions how I've developed such defined shoulder muscles, core. Guys, it comes down to calisthenics, body weight training. I do a ton of overhead inversion training, and you should too. It's fun and it works. Anyway, I appreciate you guys joining me for day 2 of training calisthenics right at home. Guys, if you like this series, make sure you follow it, like, subscribe, share it with your friends, hit me in the comments, share your experience starting your calisthenics journey. Love to hear from you guys. Stay tuned for day 3. Who knows what it's gonna bring. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.